Hey guys, welcome to the Glacial Hammer Raider build review. I'm about to record a clear speed video. I'm about to record a bossing video, but before I do that, I just wanted to make a video to talk about what's going on in the build, just give you guys kind of an overview. I've been on my ass, sitting on the couch, sick. Playing a lot of Delve and played a lot of different builds, and this is one of my favorite ones. So, I have managed to down all the Guardians with this Glacial Hammer build. I've managed to down Red Elder. I haven't killed Shaper yet, but I don't think that's actually going to be a problem for the build. I think that, I mean, it manhandles most red bosses, most red map bosses, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, the build is not very expensive. I think it's a good league starter. Initially, when I started putting the build together, what I wanted was like a rarity Magic Find Farmer with the Chimera's Avarice Maul, and that did not work out because when I was leveling, I pretty quickly realized, like, as soon as I got a Frostbreath, I was like, alright, Frostbreath is the way to go. This attacks with this weapon deal double damage to chilled enemies. That's absolutely insane for damage scaling. It's really, really good. I'm not sure you can really pass something like that up as a Glacial Hammer build, unless you're going to do something weird like I saw at least a few people doing some like complete fire conversion, like cold to fire stuff, and I think you'd do that build very differently, obviously. But anyway, the gear that I've got here is way more expensive than what I'm going to be doing for most of my build guides. But it's still honestly not all that expensive. The Mark of the Elders, like, I mean, you can get a crap one. You don't really need a well-rolled one. This one's not that well-rolled. You want decent max life and attack damage. Funny story about this this Shaper ring is that I actually spent, like, I don't know, 300-400 chance orbs trying to chance a Shaper Tessalio. Like, I'd buy a Sapphire ring and go into a Bloodlines map and try to chance a Tessalio ring out of a Shaper Sapphire, and I got a Dream Fragments at one point, and then I spent an Ancient Orb on it, and I learned the hard way that Ancient Orbs actually get rid of the Shaper quality off of the ring. So that was a bummer. I was going to try to run like a Shaper Tessalios because that would be like I thought it would be a fairly cheap option. This ring turned out to be not that expensive. You just want like cold damage, you want the chill and the freeze, obviously. This one grants me the Herald of Ice skill, but I've got open sockets. I'm not even running this Hatred right now. So that's kind of fair game. You don't have to run the Herald of Ice here. Alright, what else am I going to talk about? All this gear could be better. It's all kind of crap. I rolled this helmet myself. I just bought a Glacial Hammer damage helmet. I considered doing the freeze, like the freeze enchant, but honestly, I'm attacking so fast. I don't know, like 6 to 10 attacks per second, something like that. I'm gonna freeze everything except for bosses that can't be frozen. I've frozen red map bosses before. It's not it's something this build can definitely do, definitely capable. The Pandemonius is probably the most expensive piece here. It's really, really good for the build, but until you're pushing up into red maps, you don't need it. You need it mostly for the safety, the blind shield enemies on hit, but you know, you're running a Stib Knight anyway, so the reason you roll this helmet yourself, though, is because you want to delve roll the frigid fossils onto it to get this nearby enemies have -9 cold resistance. That's really important. That's just a 9% more damage multiplier for the most part, you know, give or take. I'm running an offhand Prismatic Eclipse, 3 green, pretty standard. You just want really, really fast movement speed. The Leap Slam is this is like the snappiest Leap Slam I have ever used on any character. I mean, you'll see it in the clear speed video, but when I've got all my frenzy charges up, I I move so fast. I've got friends running like Queen of the Forest, Deadeyes, Queen of the Forest Pathfinders, and I can keep up with them. Leap slamming through maps, it's really snappy. This Tomb Fist, you don't need a 2 Abyss Socket Tomb Fist. You get a 1 Abyss Socket Tomb Fist if you want. I'm just running a Frostbite Blasphemy in it right now. I mean, Abyss Jewels are great, so you're going to want as many as you can get, because this flat cold gets obviously multiplied by the double damage when you're chilling everything. So we run the Mark of the Elder and the Shaper just to get the attack damage, because all your damage is attack damage. I'm running a 6-link belly. You could easily do this with a 5. You could bring it all the way up to red maps. You can do most red map bosses comfortably in a 5-link. Right now I'm doing something like 600k Shaper Guardian damage according to Path of Building. It's not a big deal if you shave off like a couple 100,000 just to start the build off. You don't need, this is a ridiculous amount of damage. As far as mapping goes, you're going to clear packs. You're not going to care. You shatter everything. It's got good protection against on-death effects for that reason. Anywho, talk about the... I want to talk about the passive tree. It's pretty standard. Kamada Ranger. You want to walk through the life. It's one of those builds where you're trying to pick up every bit of life that you can on the right side of the tree. Super smart to go dodge on a build like this, because you're really only losing a little bit of block off of the dual wielding. Come up to the shadow start for Blood Siphon for more attack damage. Really just picking up the good Ellie stuff, picking up life where you can. You're up here because you want the extra frenzy charge. Pick up every frenzy charge available on the tree, and then you get extra frenzy charges from being a raider, so that the best damage link for your Glacial Hammer becomes Ice Bite. Super good, because all of this flat damage, once you've got like 7 frenzy charges, all of this flat damage gets amplified by the double damage to chilled targets. It's fantastic. Lots of damage. I honestly didn't expect this build to turn out so well. I was just enamored with Glacial Hammer at the start of the league. I've never played it before. Melee's got huge quality of life. This always attack without moving option, make sure that is checked. It basically just, the game will act as though you're always holding shift, which is the attack without moving option defaultly. Running Frostbite, Herald of Ice right now. That's where my mana reservation is coming from. I've got this mana leech node spec'd. That's plenty. Got a ton of penetration everywhere. Got Primeval Force, Forces of Nature, Fangs of Frost. Got the pen on my helmet. Got Frostbite going. Not running Cold Pen in my main link setup, just because really like multi-strike works better, and there's no real way to get it to swap it in for Ice Bite. Just wouldn't work. Swap it in for Hypothermia really wouldn't work, because you need the freeze. You want as much freeze as you can get. This is just a setup I never have to change. You could potentially swap something out. I wouldn't. I guess you could swap Ancestral Call out for Melee Fizz, but it doesn't apply to all your damage because you're scaling a lot of flat Ellie. As far as jewels go, I've just got, like I said, there's a lot of wiggle room in this build. I don't have every link filled. I don't have perfect jewels. I don't have perfect gear, and I'm easily down on red map bosses. The life total, I messed around with it on Path of Building a little bit. I could get it up to 6.5k if I sunk another week into the character, if I brought it to completion. But I've had my fun with it. I'm thinking I want to put it away. I want to do a build guide video for you guys, and then probably move on to the next character at this point, because it's very strong. I had a lot of fun with it, but I've had my fun. Anyway, jewels, you just want... it struggles with resistances a little unique heavy, I guess. The Doom Fists, I mean, you can get res on Abyss jewels. I'm just running really heavy resistance boots, basically. But, try to get life, probably life, cold damage. Attack speed doesn't suck. If I were to try to swag out the character, I'd probably probably try to corrupt the Frostbreath for a... actually, funny story about that, right? I've got a... an ornate mason here with 30 quality, and I had this thing's eaten like 350 chance orbs. There's only one unique ornate mace in the game. It's a Frostbreath, and this thing's eaten like 350 chance orbs. I haven't, maybe even 400, 450. I haven't rolled a single Frostbreath. I just want a 30 quality Frostbreath that I can corrupt and try to get like you get like flat damage up top, which would be pretty good, or you get attack speed, also be pretty good. Let's see, what else? Stygian Vise is pretty obvious because you get so much flat from Abyss Jewels that you just need it. Ascendancy, I thought it would be better to get the Onslaught effect than to go with the phasing, because the benefit of having a little bit of flask freedom due to the ailments was not so great when I was working up the build on Path of Building. Because that's really what you net. If you come up here, you get, you know, when you get phasing all the time, and when you are phasing, you have elemental status ailment immunity, but you don't really need it because you just run the important ones down here. Right now, I don't even think I have a heat. This Astonishing should be a heat, I think, right now, but it's working just fine. So. Actually, yeah, I mean, I guess Cyclopean Coil could be an option too if you manage to somehow, like, I guess you could convert the strength down here into probably Dex or Int. Yeah, convert the strength down here into Int with one of those jewels, and I guess you could run Cyclopean Coil if you wanted to be elemental status immune that way, or you could do 2 Might of the Meeks here, I guess. With anyway, the Onslaught works really well. The Frenzy Charge buffs work really well. The build moves so fast, attacks so fast, it plays so smooth. I really think you guys would enjoy this. Leveling is a breeze. Leveling, Bum Rush a Jewel Socket, Bum Rush the conversion. You're getting full conversion. You run a Frostbreath, you're running Glacial Hammer, which converts 50%. You're running Winter Burial, converts another 25%, and you want to be on the right side of the tree so that you don't have to run 2 Winter Burials because they're not a great jewel. The splash doesn't stack, so you just run 1 for the free Glacial Hammer splash and the convert, 25% conversion, then you get Winter Spirit for your other 25% conversion, at which point you are fully converted to cold, so you can just run 1 kind of penetration, which is really nice. Let's see, what else is there? Leveling was a breeze. Goes saying. I equipped Bright Beaks at level 20 where I could. I just was dual wielding Bright Beaks. I'm sure you could equip a Prismatic Eclipse early on if you wanted to. Oh yeah, important note. You gotta get a Resolute Technique Corrupted Prismatic Eclipse. They are cheap. They're not super cheap. They're like, I don't know, I got mine for like 11 chaos, I think. So not gonna break the bank, but it's a piece. So anyway, I want to get RT over here because you don't have the point investment to spec crit, and you are nowhere near elemental overload, and you're on the right side of the tree, so you either have to handle your accuracy some other way, which if you're not going to spec crit is just sinking points into accuracy for the sake of being able to hit things. So just get a Resolute Technique Corrupted Prismatic Eclipse. Very easy solution to accuracy. Being on the right side of the tree, non-crit, is awesome. It's an awesome solution. All right. Yeah, you equip 2 Bright Beaks and run, even on a 4-link, probably just Glacial Hammer, LA damage with attacks, Ancestral Call, Hypothermia will get you through the vast majority of the game. You'll probably be able to kill most of the bosses deathless, unless you really struggle with boss fights, in which case, just practice. Looks good. I'm still filling out life on the tree. I might gain another level or 2 before I give the character up, but this is pretty much it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh yeah, actually, hold on one second. When you're playing and you're going up against bosses, I run Vol Ancestral Warchief, which you want to drop. You can drop both your Vol Ancestral Warchief and your Warchief, remember, at the same time. And I also run a Vol Cold Snap cast and damage taken because the cast and damage taken portion casts a regular Cold Snap, which is pretty cool just for clear, for map clear and chill. And the Vol Cold Snap works pretty well on bosses earlier on to chill bosses that you otherwise wouldn't be able to chill. Just does extra damage. It's awesome. Alright, anyway. That was pretty much it. So, wish you guys super good luck this league. If you have questions, leave them in the comments section. I'm going to post a build guide forum post, so you can question me there if you have any. And I'm also available in-game, I guess you could PM me. So, anyway, happy hunting. Enjoy Delve.